Hey guys, so tonight I kind of been practicing mindfulness and relaxing and kind of having like going over my day and trying to feel my feelings and my emotions. And yeah, so, just practicing being present. So I'm going to go down my list of, I made a list of like my thoughts and things that I had on my mind today, some things that I learned today or dealt with today. So, all right. So first, I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job officially, and of course they asked me to stay and come on part time. And I'm gonna consider it and see if we can set up something that's to my liking. But yeah, I don't know. I do want to just make a decision, and I want it to be over with because I did see a podcast this like last week. I saw a podcast and said like a lot of our stress and anxiety comes from knowing that we have to make decisions and we've been like procrastinating it. And I think that's what's been happening with me. Keep saying like when I'm gonna put it in 2 weeks. When am I gonna put it in? And I kind of just want it to be over with so my mind can focus on other things because I'm already kind of overwhelmed with relaunching my business and trying to scale my eBay store and other endeavors that I'm focusing on. So I just want to put my focus elsewhere and I want to be done with that. I want to make a decision. And yeah, like the guy on the podcast, like I don't know the name of it, but it was like two white guys, and they was talking. And the guy was saying like he doesn't spend too much time on making decisions, like that causes too much stress or anxiety. So he tries to make decisions as fast as possible. I don't know if that's the best thing for me, but I feel like with this situation, I just want it to be done. So I'm gonna sleep on it and see what I want to do. But another thing that I also saw in that interview and podcast, and I saw it also in another live I just watched for the Full Transparency podcast. He mentioned like a lot of us hesitate on doing things that we want to do or following our dreams because we care what people think, and we feel shame based on sometimes it could be for what one person thinks. So he was saying like who is that one person that you feel like that you care about what they'll think or what they'll say, something like that. Like he was saying he felt like it was his dad. And so with me, I do feel like it'll be, like I care about what the people I love think, my parents, my friends, my siblings. But at the end of the day, they know I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. But I do care what they think, and sometimes that can kind of like bring up some self doubt because you just don't want to fail, even though like failure. I done failed before. I feel like I done failed before, and I've been all right. But yeah, so I just know like with entrepreneurship, failure happens a lot, and I just don't want to be looked at at a certain way or whatever. But I know that comes with it. So I also on the Full Transparency podcast, they talked about the host Donnie. She talked about how like think about the people that's doubting you or putting the doubt in your head, and they probably never took the risk, or probably never followed their dreams. So how are you gonna let them like make you doubt yourself or bother, like even bother you or anything, get into your head. So, and I also like I always think about this La Russell song when he was saying that like how you gonna tell somebody that did it? No, what he said? You trying to tell a nigga that done it and you ain't did it, something like that. And it is true. You got to think about where, like, some people really project their fears onto you, and you have to think about where it's coming from. So that was one thing I wanted to speak on. But when I talked to my manager, he did say, you know, he loves that I have a purpose, and he respects, um, you know, he just respects me and my passion that I have for wanting to be an entrepreneur. And you know, he said he sees that I'm very curious, and he believes that, you know, I am. He said, like, I know you're gonna be a millionaire one day, because I always had like talks with him, and I always would ask for advice or his input on things, and he could just see like how curious I was about like learning more. So you know, he doesn't want to see me go. That's what he says. But you know, another thing I also want to speak on was, so I I posted a video on TikTok. I'm probably gonna post it on my YouTube Shorts also. But I posted a video about like how what's the right way to go about quitting your job. Um, you know, like putting in the 2 weeks notice or writing a text message, sending an email, like what's like the best way to do it. And I got a few comments on it, like a couple, like a few, like several comments. And one person asked me like, am I in a rush? Like, what's the hurry? And I don't know, like I always like to just, I don't know, I'm not impulsive, but when I'm just sure of something, I want to start it as soon as possible. And I want to dedicate the time that I feel it's going to take to make it successful. So I guess I do move with an urgency, especially with my dreams. Like as soon as I get an idea, like you have to act now. You have to take one step towards it now, or you're gonna forget about it or get discouraged. You're gonna probably think about things like reasons why you shouldn't do it. So I try to push it out, like at least get one step done, get something done, get something going before I could talk myself out of it. And yeah, like with this, I'm just very urgent about it. I just feel like life is short. I understand that life is short. And so, and I know what I'm capable of. And that's another thing my manager told me. Like, he could tell I have confidence in myself. And I really do. I have confidence in my abilities and everything. So, I know if I'm working, it's going to work. That's how I feel. And I do have, like, I'm trying to plan and map this out as much as possible because I do have PTSD from being an entrepreneur for almost 10 years. Like, I really do have, well, 14 years. I do have PTSD from it. And I'm trying to plan ahead and prepare for things that haven't even happened in my last, like my last go round as a entrepreneur. But yeah, and I can be overthinking a little bit, and that's what's probably causing me to be overwhelmed. But I am kind of excited about it. I guess it's just a nervousness and excitement. It's both. So, um, yeah, those are just a few things I wanted to discuss and kind of just go over, just to make me feel better. I want to talk about it out loud, and I don't know, maybe somebody can relate to it. But I know one thing: I am trying to gain weight. So if y'all know any tips on what I can do to gain weight, because I lost so much freaking weight and I don't like it at all, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for more content on all my social media platforms, because I am in my content creating bag and I am going all in with my dream. So stay tuned.